On April 23rd, 2018, Mark Gerardo's life was shattered when his wife, Janaire, murdered his new girlfriend, Meredith, and then killed herself. Mark's here today. We're also joined by psychiatrist Dr. Judith Joseph. Mark, you say Janaire was diagnosed with PTSD, and she may have also had borderline personality disorder.
Yes, that was not a term I even knew until someone mentioned it to me, multiple people, including my own therapist as well, that these seemed like signs of someone who has borderline personality disorder. So I dove deep into finding out what that even meant.
Dr. Joseph, does Janaire's behavior seem more consistent with post-traumatic stress disorder? I'll say it again, this borderline personality disorder, which I want you all to remember because it's a ton more common than most of us appreciate.
So let's remember, I haven't met your wife, but I have spoken to you and I've seen some of the files.
Right.
And to me, it seems more in line with borderline personality disorder. And here's why. I treat people with severe trauma and PTSD in my office every day. And one of the hallmark things that I see is an intense fear, avoidance of a trauma. And in this case, she really didn't avoid the thing that was traumatizing. It's quite the opposite. She became engulfed with this affair. Also, with borderline personality disorder, you see this intense rage, this revenge aspect. Yeah. And also, we have to remember that it is possible to have both at the same time, but it's very rare. Only 2% of the population has both borderline personality disorder and PTSD at the same time. So it's highly unlikely.
So after the incident, Mark says he discovered a 15-page letter Janaire had written. Now, out of respect to her and to Meredith, he's asked us to keep that letter private, but Dr. Joseph and I have both read it. I was stunned. And Dr. Joseph, if it's okay, I'd like you to just walk through what signs of borderline personality disorder you saw in that letter.
So remember, there is the DSM-5. It's like the Bible of psychiatric diagnoses. And typically people have this persistent pattern in their relationships that is unstable. Mm-hmm. They have impulsivity, not a clear sense of self. And when I read that letter, there were key things that really stood out to me.